are mine. Happy anniversary, baby. That you are mine. Ain't no fooling with me, baby. Alexa, stop. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for listening in to another devotional on Hump Day. That was Happy Anniversary by Little River Band. Why did I play it? Because today is your mom and I's anniversary. That's right. 39 years of marriage. And I've known her for over 40 years. Wow. Time flies. And I want to dedicate that song to your mom on our anniversary. And I'd like to make a tribute to your mom by reading something out of the Bible that talks about the character of a good woman. And but before I do, I want to go back in time a little bit and talk about when we first met, your mom and I. We were probably two of the most unlikeliest people to pair up, get married, and spend the rest of our life together. Because she was like from the South. I was a damn Yankee. I was from the North. She liked red beans and rice, and I liked meat and potatoes and cheesesteaks. She was a farmer, and I lived in the burbs. I'm part German, and she's part Indian, and the list goes, oh, well, and I'm 11 years older than she is. So if you look back on it, it was like almost not meant to happen. But back during that time, I had just been divorced for a little while. And it was the lowest point in my life, the lowest season in my life. And I never thought that I would rebound from what happened and seemingly losing my kids and marriage. And God had a plan. God had a plan for me. And it was a plan that I would have never guessed in a million years that he would cross the paths of your mom and I, and we would be happily married. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though we were happily married for 39 years, and it wasn't always peaches and cream. It wasn't always good. There were low times. There were high times. There were low times. There were in between times. But you know what? We worked through it, and we were able to maintain, and here we are today. And what is the secret to us making it for 39 years? Well, I'm going to give you three things that I want you to pay attention to and take to heart and apply it if you can in your relationships. And I'm going to give them to you at the end. But first, I want to read out of Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. And it talks about the character of a noble woman. And what it says in here is pretty much the perfect woman. And there isn't a woman on the planet that probably lives up to all these things. I want to make that clear in the beginning. But I got to tell you what, your mom checks most of these boxes. And I'll explain why. So here we go. Tribute to your mom. Wife of noble character, who can find? Well, just like I said in the beginning, I didn't think I could find a wife of noble character. But God did. God had a plan. And I found one. She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. You know, I've always had confidence in your mother. Always. And she has helped me immensely in the decision making, and we've done it basically together in the family, and we're able to raise kids that way. So yeah, I have a lot of confidence in your mom, and still do. She brings her husband good, not harm. That's for sure. All the days of her life, she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. Your mother's one of the most hardworking women that I've ever met in my life. She cannot stay idle. She has to be doing something all the time. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still dark. That's true. When she was out of work or watching children or whatever, she didn't have to get up right away. She could sleep in, but she never did. She always got up, saw me off, and packed my lunch. And in some cases, I'm a little embarrassed to say, she would go out while I was taking a shower and clear off the driveway so I could get out. I mean, your mom is amazing. She considers a field and buys it out of the earnings, and she plants a vineyard. Mom always had gardens and always grew her own food. She did that. She was raised that way. And I must say, it's pretty good stuff. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for the task. She sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. This makes it seem like this particular woman is up all night. Of course, your mom wasn't up all night, but I'll tell you, if she had something to do, she stayed up late, and she always got up early in the morning. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor. Your mom has the biggest heart that I've ever seen in a woman, and I think you could attest to that. When it snows, she has no fear for her household. No, because we were always prepared, always prepared. She always bought whatever the kids needed when, boy, it snowed a lot up north. She makes coverings for her bed. She made quilts and baby blankets like crazy early in our marriage and for many years. And she was very good at it. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate. I don't know about that one. Probably not. I don't know. Where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. Even though I was the one and I was the breadwinner for most of the years, she always knew what she had to do and how she had to do it. And she played that role, and she did so well with it. She makes linen garments and sells them. Kind of does that today. And supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Clothed with strength and dignity is so much more important than being worried about how you look on the outside. But I got to say, your mom always was tasteful in the makeup she wore and her clothing, but she was even more beautiful on the inside. She can laugh at the days to come. She didn't have any problem. She never looked that far into the future. She knew God would take care of us, and he did. And she also laughed at my jokes, which I never understood, but she did. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affair of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Like I said, she was always on the go, always doing something. So again, this is a woman that is perfect, but I got to tell you, your mom checks off all the boxes. And I'm just so blessed to be with your mom for all these years. I love you, honey, and I'm so happy that to give you this tribute on your birthday. Well, it is pretty much on your birthday, to give you this tribute on our anniversary. And so also what I was going to do is I was going to tell you guys the 3 secrets. It's not a secret, but I'll call them 3 secrets. It sounds a little more, sounds cooler. 3 secrets of staying married for 39 years and knowing your mom for over 40 years. And here they are. Number 1, put God first. Your mom always put God first and always had strong faith. And that faith that she had just oozed over into my life, and my faith became stronger and stronger. When she first met me, I wasn't even going to church, and she got me to go to church, and she got me to do things that glorified God, and I couldn't have done it without her. So that's number 1, that if you have problems in your relationship or with your significant other, your spouse, whatever, go to God in prayer, pray together, and pretty much guarantee that things will get better because God has a plan for us and God will take care of us. So put God first. That's number one. Number two is sacrifice. I stunk at this one. I really stunk in the first marriage, and we got off to a really bad start when I first married your mom. And yeah, I was bad at sacrificing. It was all about Larry, and I still struggle with that today. But it's so important, and I think I'm doing a better job. And to sacrifice means you have to do things that you really don't want to do. You know, if I don't want to go for a walk and she does, I go for a walk. So it's so important to sacrifice for the other person. Number three, serve. Serving is also very, very important. And your mom does so much here around the house, but the little things, and I do mean little things that I do, go a long way in serving her. And for instance, she cooks dinner and I clean up the dishes. It's a little thing, doesn't take long for me to do, put them in a dishwasher and wipe them off, but she appreciates it so much. When she's vacuuming or doing something to clean the house, I help her, and I'll dust or whatever. But serving your significant other, your spouse, whatever, is so important. So three things. One is make God first in your lives. Two is sacrifice and for each other, which might mean doing what you really don't want to do. And three is serving one another. You do those three things, and if your spouse isn't doing those things, do them anyway, because if they're doing it eventually, or if you're doing it eventually, it'll spill over like it did for me over the years. So keep God first, sacrifice, and serve. There you go. All that's free advice, and hopefully you'll be standing here in 39 years from now, 40 years from now, with your significant other, and you'll be happier for it. So that's all I had. The other thing I got is this will be the last devotional until next year, till in January. So I want to wish everybody a happy and Merry Christmas, and keep being awesome out there. God bless you guys.